Hello, Quick Trippers. We're R&RQuickTrips.
I'm Ruben.
And I'm Rebecca.
And today we're going to talk about how we plan our vacations. Here's how we used to do it. We used to pick a destination. We'd have a week off or spring break or a week during the summertime, and we'd pick our spot. We would find flights. We would book a hotel. We would maybe find some excursions to do, and it was pretty good. The problem is it kind of limited our vacations, probably wasn't the best bang for our buck, and we had to figure out a better way.
We used to have very high expectations for that one vacation a year. And now we found a way to take lots of quick trips. Our expectations might not be quite as high, but sometimes that makes for all the better vacation. So we're going to get into it and show you how to do it right now. Step number one, you need to find all the available days you have to vacation in a year. I mark out my calendar with everything I've got, the weeks of vacation, a day or two here, a 3-day weekend, any time where we both have time off. That's time to take a quick trip. So I have my entire calendar for the year marked for when we're available to take vacations. Step two, we've signed up for notifications from various companies that have discounted travel. Now there's many of them out there and you can research those. My favorites for airfare discounts are Fairdrop and Scott's Cheap Flights, and there is a yearly cost to pay. I can go in and put in the airports I'm willing to fly out of. Ruben and I live in Southern California, so we prefer to fly out of San Diego, but we can also fly out of Ontario, Orange County, and LAX. So I put all of those in there, and anytime there's a great fare from any of those places, I'll get a notification. You can also put in just certain areas if you're only interested in traveling to, say, Europe or Hawaii. You can put just those in, but I like to see any discounts all over the world. So then we get our notifications, and we probably get about 2 to 3 notifications a day of some fare drops and cheap fares. So step three, let's say we get a notification that there are cheap fares between LAX and Puerto Vallarta. The next thing I do is compare them with my dates in my notebook to see if we have those dates off. If the dates match up to when the cheap fares are available, then we talk and see if we can do it. So if we have, say, 4 days available, that's doable to go to Puerto Vallarta. Now, the one caution is when you find these cheap fares through these sites, they usually only last about 2 to 3 days. So you'll need to act fast. So once we act on it and we book the flight, step four. And here's the fun part. Then we start researching. We watch a whole lot of YouTube videos and see what we want to do in that city or that country. And then we can start making our plans. We'll usually find some inexpensive accommodations. Sometimes we'll do it through Marriott. We're a Marriott Vacation Club owners, and we're part of Marriott Bonvoy. So we'll often get cheap deals through Marriott. But we also use all the other sites that most of you probably use, such as TripAdvisor, Travelocity, Priceline, and we'll just do some research and compare and find some of the best deals out there. There's also some great sites like TravelZoo. Well, they'll notify you of all sorts of discounts they have. Sometimes it's hotels, sometimes it's airfare, and sometimes they're packages. And we've used a lot of discounts through TravelZoo to book hotels and packages. Lastly, and the most fun part, is where we decide what we want to do in those cities or countries and start looking at excursions.
So my fun comes in when I get to pick the excursions we're going to do or the other fun things that we're going to do in these places that we have picked out. And there are lots of resources that I use. Now, my go-to resources, because I'm a veteran, are veteran sites that allow for discounts for veterans, sometimes freebies for veterans. There are 2 of them in particular that I love. One of them is called govx.org, and they have government and discounted veteran and active duty tickets. We've got Broadway shows and we've had concerts that we've been able to go to for very reasonable prices. And the other one is vettix.org, which works by gathering donated tickets to these events or shows or concerts. Sometimes they are surplus tickets that the venue gives to veterans. And that is a great resource. We've seen some really neat shows through vettix.org.
And the last tip we have for you is to be open-minded about your trips. We all have our bucket list dreams, and hopefully we'll all accomplish those. And we all expect to maybe pay a little bit more for our bucket list trips. But if you just want to do some quick trips throughout the year, be open minded to certain places, to shorter trips at lower costs. We have lower expectations for those, and sometimes they turn out to be the best trips we've taken. And I'll give you an example of that. Ruben asked me what I wanted for my birthday. Of course, I told him, I want a quick trip. And he said, great, find a quick trip and make it cheap. End of August is when my birthday is, and we're back at work. We don't have a lot of time off. So the most we can do is take a 4 to 5 day weekend. So I started looking at all the notifications I got for cheap flights, and I found a really interesting, inexpensive trip to, drum roll please, Guatemala. And Ruben said, Guatemala. Okay. I booked it. And then we started researching hotels and things to do in Guatemala. And the more we did that, the more excited we got, because Guatemala is a little gem that a lot of people don't have on their vacation plans. If you keep watching R&R Quick Trips, you'll see our video when we go to Guatemala in another month, and you'll see how fabulous it is. So we'll show you all of our costs and how we planned it out. Make sure you subscribe so that you can see our Guatemala video, which is coming soon.
Well, I hope these tips help you decide to go on a quick trip. The thing is to go for it. Have an open mind and just go for it. We've taken some short trips of places that were not on my radar. I didn't really know about them, and they have been so fun. It seems like the lower the expectation, the greater the trip is. So
Absolutely.
I encourage you to do it. The other thing that's really helpful is to watch YouTube videos just like the one you're watching now and gain experience from others who have already been there, done that.
And by the way, if you've ever taken a quick trip, please leave it in the comments. We'd love to see what little gems that you've discovered. And again, don't forget to subscribe so you can see more quick trips. See you soon.